Hello there. So good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you may be at. Hope you guys had a very good weekend, Labor Day weekend. Hope all is well. And let's get now into the story. This is going to be about actor Malik Yoba. You guys may recognize him from New York Undercover. That was on like about 20 years ago, I guess, 15 years ago. And I'll just talk about a reboot that's going to be coming up right now. However, he made some recent news just a couple of days ago about his attraction to trans women, and that raised a lot of eyebrows. And from what I'm understanding, though, people in the New York City area has made claims that this was like well known, that it's not really news to them, but however, it's news to a lot of people. And for some strange reason, it seems like when people try to put themselves up as being a martyr, or as being a supporter, or being an advocate, or trying to open up a workshop, I'm going to attend like a rally and stuff like that. It's really strange how usually they have skeletons in the closet. You can recall Russell Simmons and his talk about the Me Too movement, how he was in support of that, how men should not be doing that to women, men should respect women. And it turns out, allegedly, that he has a couple of sexual assault cases, and that he's allegedly sexually assaulted or raped a couple of women, that's in his history. And I'm wondering if men try to do this to kind of out of guilt, or to try to cover up, actually who they are. But it just seems like to me that when you have skeletons in the closet, you need to be very careful about, trying to speak up about certain issues, or trying to make yourself seem as if though you're some type of savior for certain types of people. And we have a young lady, a young trans lady, who I will show you in a moment, though. She's going to come forward and state that he was fooling around with her when she was 13 years old, 13 or 14. That he has been known to fool around with other trans youth when they were 13 or 14, way above the age limit. And this is all allegedly, though. I'm going to let you hear it so you can decide if you believe them or not. Personally, I do tend to believe them. She sounds very convicted, like she really has nothing to hide, like she's not being deceptive or anything like that. But it's going to be interesting to see where all this goes right now, because they were in the talks of a New York Undercover reboot. And he was in a talk of this September of going to a rally and having a trans workshop. It's going to be very interesting to see how that all pans out now. And she raises a good question, if her allegations are true, where he talks about his love for trans women. However, what she described, you buying sex for underage girls that you know are underage, is not love. How exploitation and getting your kinks off certain individuals is not love. So without further ado, I'm going to let you hear her side of the story.
Judge and characterize and ostracize and vilify and demonize the things we don't understand. As a black man, I know the stories my daddy told me. I know my history as a black man, what it meant for folks to tell you don't matter. I don't believe that. I've never believed that of myself or other people. And so, toward that end, September 27th, 28th, Washington, D.C., the Trans Visibility March on D.C. I will be there doing my love and trauma workshop, the Trans Experience, and I invite you all to join. And so it's going to take the efforts of everybody. I've got 3 children, and I apologize to my own children because my kids got some foul messages with folks thinking that it's okay because you don't understand something. Just because you don't understand something does not make it wrong. It does not make people wrong. I don't even understand all of it, but I'm willing to ask questions. I'm willing to align myself to get close to so that I can understand. Just like I didn't understand Spanish, but I got close to it and learned to speak it. French, Japanese, musical instruments, math equations. You don't understand these things, so you lean in. You ask questions. You inform yourself. Check this out. The most interesting people in the world are also the most interested. So I hope that friends, family, loved ones can come out, share your experiences, share your creativity, share your vision of what a just world would look like. I want all trans men, my brothers out there, that don't feel that you're connected to the black male experience or the male experience, because cisgender men don't fuck with you. I'm telling you, I'm here for you as well. I'm here for everyone. I'm the CEO of I Give a Fuck Incorporated, and so I do what I do. So again, the Trans Visibility March on Washington to me is a very, very important moment in time, a moment in history, because when all people come together to support our brothers and sisters and say that you matter, that you belong here, that's one, huge step forward for all of humanity. And so much love to all that reached out. Much love to BET.com for picking up my Instagram posts and spreading it around. Love.
Trans stuff is popular. You've already heard I'm a trans activist. Today, Malik Yoba is going to come out and say, or recently, I love trans women. Oh, you left out the part that you was paying some of us when we was 13 and 15 and 16 years old. Wow. So now, just now, I wrote a post, but here's why I decided to get up on my nap. You heard them say I was sleeping, y'all, right? I'm scrolling down. Erica, when you see this person, you'll know who I'm talking about. This older queen. And Anthony, I hope you're watching, because I don't want to talk about you when you're not watching. Older, and I just put it, person I've never seen anybody else attracted to. So I know this old queen, and I put on a post just now, I've never even seen anybody attracted to you. Phew. You seem like the old queen. I'm going to say why I'm calling this in a second. But that would call a call boy. He jumps on my post and says, well, if you were selling as a kid, you wouldn't have much credibility. Let me gather my edges and gather his edges too. Hold on. I think you've lost the point, but I also am pretty sure you probably buy young male yourself. So hold on, Anthony Extravaganza, who I know no one wakes up in the morning and they go, ooh, I want some Anthony Extravaganza. No. So you're not a person that has consensual a lot. You're probably a person who purchases it. So let me break this down for you. On this Labor Day, when children are forced into, they can always come forward and tell their story. And if there is anybody that says, oh, you were a kid, and because you are, so understand what I'm saying about Malik Yoba. I had to wake up out my nap for this. I know they're like, wait, she look crazy. Y'all have to understand the context, y'all. I was taking a nap. It's Labor Day, beautiful weather, chilling, family, food, fun, la, la, la. So I see that Malik Yoba has expressed, let's separate it. If he has adult feelings for trans women, that's his business. But what he did to carry them out when society made it so he couldn't find none except little trans that were teens, we got to separate those things. Whether or not he is an adult now who decides that this is what he wants to do, but he was an adult then. And he had an obligation. At the end of the day, I look like a teen. These other teens look like teens. You can't tell me he did not know we were teenagers. Bitch, I barely look my age now. What you think I looked when I was 13, 14 years old? You think I look like I was 21, 18, 19? No. Bitch, they still ID me. Let me introduce myself. I'm Mariah Lopez. I'm known for not lying, you idiot. So if there are a lot of, I'm known for a lot of things. Lying is not one of them. So you can get a lot of people that might have made this type of post and you can be like, oh, she's lying. Bitch, I'll tell you what the nigga was wearing. I'll tell you what his junk looked like. I'll tell you what we did to each other. We're not gonna shame victims of child. We're not gonna. It sounded like someone trying to take defense for themselves, knowing that the dirt was gonna come. Dirt was gonna come out against them. So it sounds like maybe someone might come out against Anthony Extravaganza. We already know the ballroom is rife with, oh, that's my gay child, and y'all taking kids home and being chicken hawks. That's not new. But I agree, Tony. I know I messed with him. And y'all, first of all, I'm gonna spill more tea in this video that I didn't put in this post. I seen him in Brooklyn on Myrtle like a month and a half ago. Ask him. Oh shit. Ask him. So I hear he's trying to get on Pose. I don't really care about none of that. He happens to be making the statements he's making at a time when New York has brand new child laws. Oops. He took him out. He loves trans. Where were you loving me when I was needing you to pay for my transition? Why did I have to sue the city? Malik, you had the money, Mr. Yoba. Why did I have to sue for everybody else to get their surgery? Shit. Truth be told, you could have sold this. Malik Yoba could have saved the city a whole lot of motherfucking heartache if he wanted to give me more than the $80 he was willing to pay me that first night.